Greetings in the name of Yahweh, the only name given among men, whereby we must be saved. And we do appreciate each and every one of you who has tuned into this video that we're doing here. Matter of fact, the purpose for this is we're going to be dealing with the 6th letter in the Hebrew alphabet, known as the Hebrew alphabet. Matter of fact, what you're looking at now is the name of Yahweh. It's the most sacred name in Hebrew Scripture. It's used around 7,000 times. To be exact, around 6,828 times. Somewhere within that range. This name that you're looking at here, some people will refer to it as the Tetragrammaton, which means 4 letters. But the word Tetragrammaton is not its name. You also read Hebrew from right to left. Of course, we use the name of Yahweh. And if you ever understood how this come about, there's no way you can lose it. But we're not going to teach you on why we use the name of Yahweh. What this is all about is the 6th letter. I want you to keep this in mind, this 6th letter of the Hebrew alphabet. We're going to deal with a few words that has this letter in it. By the time we get through, you're going to see that around 8 times this 6th letter takes on 8 different vowels. And this is just picking a few out. One particular letter is going to be in yellow. And this yellow is going to be the 6th letter in the Hebrew alphabet. It's also the 3rd letter in the name of Yahweh. And you're going to see these little dots around it in each one of these words. These dots, known as a nikud, are vowels known as nikud dot. So this first word that you're looking at is found in Genesis 1:1. It's called wa'at. Now, a lot of times people will use this 6th letter as a V sound. But when you go back doing any studying, you're going to find that it's really a wa sound. A lot of times I'll use it as a V sound, as a va. But when I come to the name, I use it as a wa. But truthfully, I ought to be saying a wa. But I just want you to understand that. So this particular word here is known as a direct object marker. It cannot be translated into any other language, only in Hebrew. From my understanding of studying this, they don't translate this in English. But the reason why I'm showing you this, because the 6th letter that's colored in yellow takes on what is known as a shawah. The shawah is known as what they would call a vocal. In other words, a silent with no sound. And you would only say what. So what you got here is wa'at or wa'at. Now, when you look at this here itself testifies against the 6th letter. Can only be used as a U sound, or what they would call a double O. Now, let's go to our next word. This next word is going to be found in the book of Genesis 1 and 2. This word is known as envoid. It's the word wavohu. If you'll notice something, you have the 6th letter used twice in it. At the beginning and at the end. Remember, Hebrew reads from right to left. It carries a vowel known as a kamates, an ah sound. And the last letter also carries what you would call an U sound known as a shurek. Now, this is testifying against the sixth letter only can be used as an U sound. This word means and said. This is Genesis 1 and 3. It's a Hebrew word called Wayomer. It carries on the vowel known as patak. It's really a short vowel, but it takes on this vowel known as patak. So now we've already come across 4 different vowels in the sixth letter. This next word is going to be found in the book of Genesis also, chapter 1, verse 4. It's the word meaning the light. In Hebrew, it's known as Ha'or. This word Ha'or takes on what would be known as a cholam. In other words, an O sound. So now we've done dealt with 5 different vowels in the sixth letter, where the ones that says that the sixth letter is only used as an U sound. The Scripture, the Holy Scriptures are testifying against this. Now real quick, let's go to the next word. Matter of fact, I'm just going to more so just throw this word in here because this is a good word. It is the word meaning good. You find it in Genesis 1 and 4. It's the word tov. It also has what you would call the cholam, the O sound. And also, if you go to Genesis 1 and 5, which would be our next word, it is the Hebrew word for day, yom. It also takes on cholam. So, you're seeing that we're just dealing with just a few words right now. Now let's go to our next word. Now this one here is found in the book of Genesis 1 and 6. And it means and let. It's the Hebrew word called wahi. Now this wahi takes on what you would call a chirek, an E sound more so, or an I sound as in machine. We've went through about 6 vowels in the 6th letter of the Hebrew alphabet. All right, now let's go to another. Matter of fact, this is the Hebrew word in Genesis 3 and 20. It's the Hebrew word Eve. It's called Yahwah. If you wanted to say it this way, it doubles. If you wanted to really understand it, you would write the 6th letter twice in it because it doubles. And that's amazing. That's really amazing. This totally testifies against the U sound only. We believe that the 6th letter takes on the U sound. But not only the U sound. It takes on what you would call the kamates or the patak. And so on and on and on. But let's go to the next word, which is going to take us back to the book of Genesis 1 and 10. Matter of fact, this here means and called. It's a Hebrew word called Vayik Ra. This Vayik Ra also has what you would call a patak. And it has a yud following it. And that could change the sound a little bit different, just a little slight different sound. But at the same time, I said, but at the same time, this is the sixth letter being used with a different vowel than the word oo. Dropping down to the next word. This is going to be an interesting word here. Very interesting. You're going to find this in the book of Genesis 10:1. It means, and were born. I want you to understand how this is used. You're going to see this sixth letter used 3 times. Now watch this. It reads, Wa, Ye, Wa, La, Do. 3 times the sixth letter is used in here. The first letter, Wa, is used with a patak. The second letter, Wa, that's all these are in yellow now, is used as a kamates. And the third letter, that's to the far left, brings the oo sound, known as the shurek. So this word, Wa, Ye, Wa, La, Do, has 3 different vowels dealing with the sixth letter. In other words, the sixth letter takes on 3 different vowels in this word. It takes on an ah, and an oo. I believe what we've come up with about 8 different vowels in the sixth letter. This word is found also in the book of Genesis 24:3, and it means God of. It's the word Welohe. Matter of fact, the waw that's colored in yellow takes on what you would call a saray. This saray is a different vowel than the rest of them. Now, let's drop down to the very last word with the sixth letter. Now I want you to look at something here. This here is a man's name. His name is Eliav. But you see the waw that's to the far right, that's going to make it mean an. So, Wa'eliav would be an Eliav. Let's say it that way. But this sixth letter to the far right is used as a segol. Now, this segol makes, I believe, about 8 different vowels used for the sixth letter. And we just showed a few that's just in Genesis now. And of course, this one here was in 1 Chronicles 15 and 20. Now, when you start studying this, you will find out that this truth about the sixth letter was only used as an oo. That would totally distort the Hebrew Scriptures. So if you're going to believe his name is Yahuwah, just believe it. Don't try to pin it down that this is it, using it this way. Now, we believe that the name of Yahweh, you can back it up very, very simple. You can never lose it. You could never lose it. Of course, we're not going to deal with that. Now, right before we go off, there's a Hebrew word that's called peace. But in Hebrew, it's known as shalom. When you look up the word shalom, it also uses the O sound, or known as a kolam. Take the word Torah. Torah. It has the Y in it also, just like all the rest of them do that we've been looking at. But I'm going to give you an address and telephone number and an email. You can write, brother, Jerry, 775 McDonald Road, Covington, Georgia, 30014, USA. Telephone number is 770-784-0703. The email is only one. The word one is as in number one. It's only one, Yah, at yahoo.com. Maybe you can call us, write us, or email us. So, shalom.